Queensland's Darling Downs, diesel drives almost everything. And as prices surge, stress is mounting.
At the moment, it feels like we're hanging on by a thread. It is honestly week-to-week trade and week-to-week business at the moment. Now with fuel theft, it's just added pressure that just keeps building. So he's coming up the bypass now.
Jim Ambrose runs a rural haulage business from Goondiwindi on the Queensland-New South Wales border. With 35 trucks, dozens of staff and families relying on every job.
4 triples still loading into Condamine, is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right now, the margin for error is gone.
Our fuel bill for 1 week increased by $89,000 in a week. And all you're trying to do is keep everyone in a job, keep everyone's mortgages paid and keep your customers happy and keep trying to pay the bills.
And just as costs spiral, his business is being hit from another angle. His drivers are being targeted by roadside diesel thieves.
How does it happen, Jim?
So drivers will pull up, mate, middle of nowhere in a parking bay, go to bed thinking they're safe. If they're brazen enough, they're pulling up. They just walk up, open the cap, get their siphon hose, put it in the tank, fill up whatever jerry cans they got on board.
On many of these prime movers, there are no locks to break off fuel caps, no alarms, no warnings.
Went to bed with 3/4 of a tank, they woke up in the morning, there's a quarter of a tank of diesel in it. It's happened multiple times.
On one night, several trucks were targeted at a grain site.
And a gentleman come in with a pod, like a 1,000-litre shuttle on the back of his truck, on his ute, and he's trying to knock off fuel out of the trucks while the boys were sleeping there.
What Jim's seeing isn't isolated. Truck drivers and rural property owners across the country are being targeted. A man is accused of stealing 800 litres of diesel from a farmer north of Adelaide. Diesel was siphoned from trucks in Lane Transport's depot near Killarney in rural Victoria. Russell Follett's tractor tank was drilled and drained at Gippsland. Diesel was allegedly siphoned from several excavators at a Black Hill construction site, leading to 2 arrests. And a 48-year-old Brisbane man has just been charged after allegedly stealing more than $1 million worth of diesel from unmanned diesel depots on regional properties over a year, even before diesel prices soared.
You can say, oh, we'll put locks on your tanks and do this and do that. These are costs and processes that you don't do. You don't have to think about them in Australia.
This is a community of trust. So this is an odd feeling and we really understand that, and it's not a nice feeling to feel like you could be targeted.
Police in the Darling Downs confirm fuel theft is increasing, but say what's being reported may only be part of it.
Most of these occurrences are sneak offences, so it's at night time, they're on rural properties, there's not a lot of CCTV.
On the Downs, farmers like Peter Lindors are changing how they live and work.
Where we could walk away and leave the gates open once, you can't do that anymore. It's heightened. Yes, definitely it's heightened.
In a scenic valley near Killarney, Peter runs Melrose Station, largely a cattle property that hosts weddings on occasion. Apart from a couple of working dogs, the whole place pretty much runs on diesel.
We'd have anywhere between 25 and 28 bits of equipment that use diesel.
So without diesel?
We're not going anywhere.
And even though there are kilometres between him and his neighbours, bad news travels fast.
Well, they've been targeting some of the machinery that's left in the paddocks, and sometimes you can't get this machinery back because it's too wide for the roads and you've got to dismantle it to bring it back. So unfortunately it's left in the paddock and people can take advantage of that. It's unfortunately, these times do bring it out, and when you see the cost of diesel, that drives people to take it.
So, on the advice of police, their days of leaving gates unlocked and heavy equipment out overnight are over. And for Peter, like Jim Ambrose, this theft issue goes beyond inconvenience.
We're in the country areas because it's a trusted community. But where we are today, it's changing. Everything's changing.
My guess is it's crimes of desperation. It's tough times, And people are doing things that I don't believe they normally would be doing or want to be doing to try and get through.